Morning guys, here we are. It's the Hereford charity match at Belmont and out of town. Good turnout, 90 anglers. Trouble is, we've had some terrific rain over the night, and the river's coming up. Gonna have a look at that in a minute. Let me go and book in first. Okay, just about to do the draw. Jim Burton's doing a raffle for the prostrate. I've just donated a sack of ground bait, so I'll pass that on to him now in a minute.
Welcome to that's the trophy day. Welcome to the annual River Wye Charity Shield, the Joe Burrows Charity Shield. As I say, we've tried to make this as big as we can, and the fact we've got horrible conditions, horrible river, and you're all here to raise some money for charity. We ask a lot of you with the money that you give to this charity, so it's appreciated. Any money raised, any success of this match is down to you guys and you guys only, so thank you for that. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Now, before I do all the nitty-gritty stuff, I'm just want to hand over to Jim for a while. Now, Jim, most of you have known Jim for a long time. I have actually known Jim that long, but I've got to know him over the last couple of years, and I have to say, apparently I'm quite lucky to have missed all that time. But,
That is puppet.
What became quite obvious with Jim is the message he's spreading, and if you could just have your attention, because the message he sends is one that might save your life. So if I hand over to Jim, and then we'll do the nitty-gritty.
Well, thank you very much, lads. Now, you haven't heard, but it's a 4-hour match today, so that gives me an hour's speech for prostate cancer. Right, not really. Right, okay, thanks to all you guys, last year we raised almost £8,000. I did 4 screenings, Bridge North and Shirley, Redditch. Almost 1,000 guys came through those screenings. They were all right. No, they weren't. There was over 70 with prostate cancer. Right? Now, today, I'm afraid, 1 in 8 of us are going to get prostate cancer. Now, there's 80 or 90 of us today. Right? How lucky do you feel? That means you need to go for a prostate screening test. It's a blood test, right? It's not the finger up the arse. If you want to do that, because one of my mates goes every week.
Tony's available at weekends.
Yeah.
And he'll take his teeth out.
Wear your gloves, Tony. Wear your gloves.
I'm sending rather remote.
So it's most important that you go for these screens. There's one at Redditch next week. Obviously, it's local to where I am. Yes? But I've had a chat with Dave. We're going to try and set one up down here in the future. But the money that's raised today goes towards this. As I say, the Redditch one's costing round about £4,000, because it's 15 quid for every guy, you see. Right? Your local GPs don't want to do this because they're capped on how much they can spend, yes? They also say the PSA blood test is inconclusive. If I hadn't have had it, I wouldn't be talking to you today. That might be a blessing anyway. But, right, if I hadn't have had it, I'd be dead now. Right, so you've got to have it. You've got to do something about it, because there's no symptoms. Ian Inglis rang me the other day. He said, Jim, I went for that PSA blood test you told me about. My reading's high. So at least he's got his foot on the ladder now to have some more treatment. Yeah? There's going to be, I'm sorry lads, there's going to be about 10 of you going to get prostate cancer here. And you need to know as soon as possible. Do something about it. But thank you for your support. Thank you for the monies you donated. There's a raffle here anyway, and I'll leave the rest to Dave. Cheers, lads.
Support that. So what we're going to do, obviously, if we were having this match tomorrow, we wouldn't be fishing. Okay, the river's coming up. It's started to rise here now, but we've never called off a match with 1.4 metres off, and we're about to start. It's going to get messy later, so all we're going to do is shorten the match. We're going to have a 4-hour match. We're going to fish 11 till 3. We've got long walks in. You know what it's like. There's some horrible walks, okay, but there's no rush. Most sections you're going to be chucking one rod anyway. So just take your time. Be careful out there, because it's not. I say it's horrible out there. The ground's wet. Now, when you draw, you'll draw from here, you'll record your draw here. If you draw scales, we'll tell you, and you go and pick scales and the board for your section, okay? when you do your weigh-in, get the guy next to you or anybody who's next to the scales, everybody help with the weigh-in. And when you're getting back, bear in mind there's long walks. If you think you're going to be delayed, give it to someone who's going to be back earlier. But make sure those boards get back to us as early as you can, and then we can get the results done, we can get the raffle done, and we can get you all on your way. Back here afterwards, obviously. Now, parking, I've sellotaped the maps and the parking on the wall there. There's postcodes on there, so it should be fairly self-explanatory. On the parking areas, just keep it nice and tidy, park sensible, because they're not massive, and we need to make sure everyone can get on there. And I say, results back here. Payout, we're paying 60 quid every 7 pegs, and there'll be, I think, at least top six paid in the overall as well. So it's a good payout. I'll say, come back, join in the fun afterwards. Let's have a good match and remember what it's all about. One more thing.
Just confirm fishing times.
Sorry?
Just confirm fishing time.
11 till 3.
Yeah.
Is that 4 hours? Yeah.
No.
I was 11 till 3. Iron parking. There's bollards that lift up and what have you. Was it 4873? 4873 is the code on those. Okay. So again, there's room for everyone down there. Just park center. Just knock them all down when you get down there, and then you'll be nice and tidy. Any other questions? Okay, right, so we're just after 8:30 now, so 11 till 3, so you've got 2.5 hours, so get yourselves off to your section. I say, take your time, there's no mad rush, and just be careful out there, okay, because it's, I say, the river's going to come fast later on, okay?
And get your
So there won't be anyone on those pegs.
Oh, they're going on the list, are they?
There's no one on those. Scales are over there, Chris, on the board. Clive, what you got?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, I've drawn peg 1, 2, 3 at Dine. Under normal conditions, it would have been a good draw. But today, as I said, the water's come right up and it's absolutely coming through like a torrent. So, just going to have a quick look at the river, just to show you. Looks like it's going to be a feeder job today, wherever you are. Okay, below that bridge, I think that's 118, so I'll be a few pegs below that. So you never know, it might have some slack. That's what I'm looking for. Not too much for slack, because obviously the bar will still stay in the fast water, so as long as you can hold bottom, that's the main thing. Okay, let's go and get my gear and let's take a walk round. Okay, I got to my peg. Oh, that was a bit of a walk. Probably about a mile walk that was. Anyway, I got to my peg, and it's a peg I'm familiar with. I fished it once before. I'd done a coaching day, and the peg above, which is opposite Derren's house, which is Derren is the one of the organisers, a local lad, who basically fishes his back garden, and he's constantly always putting bait in and bread and, you know, feeding the fish. He even made a video, underwater video once, and to see the amount of fish there. Anyway, on this coaching day, I took him there, this chap, and he's had £100 of chub on the bread. I showed him how to fish the bread. And I come to this swim, 1, 2, 3, and I had 1 chub. But I'm hoping with this bit of colour, the fish may have pushed down. Hopefully, we'll see. But also, I drew this area last year, and funny enough, Derren was here as well. And I actually beat him. I won the section with a 5-pounder small dace and bleak. So that's a little option I'm going to set up just in case the barbel or the chub don't go. But I don't think so. Rory, who's another local lad, English, knocking on the international door, he's on the end peg, so I think he's going to do well. I talked to Stuart Hereford then, he's just below me. Oh, and Danny Ashton as well. So I got some good anglers in this section, so I'll be lucky to win this section. It's worth 60 quid anyway, so it's worth going for. Okay, I'm going to crack on now. Just show you the swim. Yeah, nice slack. You know, the current out there. I know it's shallow on the inside, but I'm hoping maybe some fish might have moved in over it. We shall see. I'll give it a go anyway. Speak to you in a bit. Okay, the match is about to start. In fact, I think it's just started. Right? Anyway, I've opted for 2 feeders. One for the meat, one for the pellet. A whip and a little pole to hand. So we'll see how we go anyway. I got my meat and garlic. Got my special ground bait. I got my maggots. Special ground bait. A lot of fish meal in it. So anyway, let's see how I get on. Catch you in a bit. big tree trunks coming down the river. It's coming up so quickly. Yeah, because of us being the Wye, sometimes, I mean, I reckon it's come up at least 8 foot. And I moved about 7 or 8 times in the match. All the rubbish being swept into the river now. Okay, there you go. £9.10 bleak, small bleak and dace. Danny's had a babble to death, and he's weighed in the same as me, 9.10. But apparently, I think there's £11 just a few pigs up. He's had 4 barrel, so yeah. Perhaps it's something I should have done a little bit earlier, because I really wasted the first hour, really, you know, messing around. And mind you, in a 4-hour match, you're not going to get a big weight of bleak. You need the full 5 hours to get, you know, 20 odd pound. But there we are. I've enjoyed it. £9.10, and that's it now. Off to Thailand. So next time you see my vlog, it'll be in Thailand. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it, and perhaps you'll come and visit me in Thailand. Okay, bye now.
To be told they've got cancer. I know some have, you know, so it's hopefully the message has got across. I can only imagine it's a bit like being told with drawn A-sections. Similar prognosis. Seriously. Thanks to Jim, because I think what he does is brilliant, and you know, he's a one-man army with what he does, and it's brilliant.
As I say again, thanks to you lot. We did 4 screenings last year, almost 1,000 guys, over 70 had prostate cancer, and they didn't know it. Right? So it's important that you get sorted.
Okay. So I'm glad we fished. I think it was the right decision not to fish that last hour, because it was getting messy. But you can see the rivers, the weights ain't been bad. It's not been terrible. So I think it was the right decision to fish, and you know, and at this time of year when the river's warm as well, you know, there's a chance. So that was good, and I say thank you for all. I know it's not easy. I know the walks are long, and it's not very nice at times, but it's good to see people making it, so thanks for that. So we will do sections first. So we'll start at Brainton, peg 146 to 152 with a weight of 28 pounds 2 ounces is Joe Holloway. Brother Joe.
Good weights considering
Okay,
the river.
153 to 159 with a weight of 20 pounds 3 ounces. Dougie Forshoe.
And the money again.
That was all bleak, by the way.
Was it?
I reckon he was like lightning.
Greece.
Grease nice.
Yeah, 3 barbels.
3 barrel.
Belmont pegs 12 to 24 with a weight of 26 pounds 10 ounces is Tom Lane.
Yeah.
38 to 53 with a weight of 22 pounds 8 ounces was Rick Rogers.
Oh, no, Rick. Oh, no, Rick.
Pegs 80 to 91 with a weight of 24 pounds 8 ounces is Nigel Garrett. Tennis courts, peg 97 to 103 with a weight of 16 pounds 8 was Andrew Grimes. Bartisham pegs 104 to 110 with a weight of 18 pounds dead was Rob Quinn.
Let yourself go, Rob.
The bloke don't deserve that, does he?
Yes, he does.
Not as much as the next bloke. Anyway, pegs 111 to 117 with a weight of £25.12. Probably worth a lot more. Darren Harper. I'm pegs 118 to 124 with a weight of £14 was Russell Henry.
It's the wrong peg, I think. He went upstream.
I did it. Oh, yeah. But no one told him. Everyone watched him go off upstream. No one told him. Fucker.
I told him to go upstream.
Right, 125 to 131 with a weight of £10.9 with Steve Jeffries. Field Farm was just one big section because we didn't have enough pegs to drop us, or didn't have enough no-shows to drop a complete section, so it's just a big section. With a weight of £13, 10 ounces, Martin Challenger.
Oh!
Big section.
That'll be one to have a moon out soon, won't it, I think? Scottish Okay, so on to the overalls. So in 6th place. How many times have you made this mistake today? You said we were playing one big section at Field Farm. So that's just... Oh, you've done that wrong. One job. One job. So it just goes on the winners, surely. Profit.
Yeah.
I could have had Debbie McGee. Fantastic. Right, we'll sort it. Okay, on to the overalls. In 6th place, from tennis court, peg 99, with a weight of £31 dead, is Brian Rigby.
You didn't fancy that. You didn't fancy that when you drew it. I think there's a few in the tennis courts in the frame.
With a weight of £35, 8 ounces from peg 131 at Iron was Rory Jones. In 4th place from peg 147, wherever that was, with a weight of £42, 5 ounces, is Phil Amos.
That's straight down the bottom there. I think that was the end peg, I
3rd
think.
place from somewhere at Brainton with a weight of £44, 12 ounces was Aidy Griffin. And your runner-up today, almost defending his title, with from peg 140 at Field Farm with a weight of £58, 12 ounces, was Jeff Riley. And your winner on the day today, the local heartthrob. Apparently he's hung like a bull elephant, with a weight of £64, 10 ounces from peg 40 at Belmont. This is my good stuff.